Hey everybody, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Do me a favor before we get started. I need you to hit this like button. If you're not a subscriber, I need you to do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and notification bell next to it so that you won't miss an episode. So today we're going to talk about what is going on in the news pertaining to finances. So Trump is targeting universities. So there's this whole big deal about cutting waste, right? And so he is looking amongst all the different places that he's looking at to cut funding. One of the places he is looking at is he's looking at the different universities. And so he is starting with Harvard University. And so he is considering cutting off $9 billion in funding to Harvard University because they refuse to comply with the Trump administration's demands. And so, what are the Trump administration's demands? Trump administration demands are you get rid of all this diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. If anyone has ever visited Harvard, you know that there's not much diversity there at all, right? So, one of the demands is get rid of all this diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. Okay, the second demand is the ban on the mask at campus protests. Ban on mask at campus protests. All right, so according to the Trump administration's view, how they view it as combating anti Semitism. The Harvard professors, how they view it differently. They view it as an attack on freedom of speech and an attack on what they are allowed to teach and what they are not allowed to teach. So they're looking at this as authoritarian um, type rule, right? So, what are Harvard University professors doing? They are actually coming back with a lawsuit, and this lawsuit is to block the cutoff of federal funding. So, they're starting with Harvard University, but they plan to travel over to all the universities, right? See where they can cut. All right. So let's see. Currently, there's a freeze on 2.2 billion in grants. A freeze on 2.2 billion in grants. Okay, so for the people watching me who went to college, I'm curious. Did you get a grant? Because I think most people are familiar with student loans, but according to over at Harvard, they have 2.2 billion in grants. So are these they giving these grants to the students or who's getting these grants? Anyone put it in the comments if you would like to comment on that. So currently there's a freeze on 2.2 billion in grants, 60 million in multi-year contract value after they refuse to follow Trump's demands. So instead of just saying, okay, yeah, we're going to do what you say, they are actually fighting against it. And they're coming back with a lawsuit um, against this block on federal funding. So they're not going to surrender. They consider this a attack on their independence and an attack on their constitutional rights. That's how they view it. All right. So there is a threat for numerous colleges right now. They are starting with Harvard. And like I said before, they plan on traveling to all the different colleges to see where they can cut. All right. There was a federal task force that actually sent a letter out to them. And again, their view of it is combating anti Semitism. All right. So, this is what is currently going on. As you know, one of the agendas is to see where there may be waste and cut spending on these wastes, right? So, you're familiar with the other areas that have been cut. And now they are looking at the universities, starting with Harvard. Plan to block $9 billion in federal funds. $9 billion in federal funds. Why? Because you refuse to do what he said. What did he say? He said, get rid of all this diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. And he said, put a ban on masks at these protests. All right. So, starting with Harvard, their response is a lawsuit. All right. So, that is one of the things that is going on. Again, I would like to know out of the people who are watching me. So, a lot of you may have got some form of scholarships, right? But what I want to know is, did you get a grant? Did you get a grant to go to college? Because apparently, um, they have billions of dollars in grants. And I'm curious to know, where's this grant money going to? Did you get a grant to go to college? I mean, not thousands of dollars in grants, not six figures in grants, but billion with a B. That's how many grants they have just with this one university. A freeze on 2.2 billion in grants. So feel free to comment below and expound on this. What was your experience? Feel free to expound on this and let us all know if you got a grant. And if you did, show us where you got it from. Maybe there's someone watching who would like to get a grant to go to college. Well, of course, he's freezing them now, but I don't know, maybe in the future. Maybe in the future. All right, so feel free to let me know your thoughts. Feel free to comment. Let me know your experiences. If you are interested in buying real estate, check out this link below. Join the waitlist for the real estate group. Men, check out this hat collection below. And the hat collection will be in the pin link. And let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts about the hat collection. Good or bad. Good or bad is fine. Let me know your thoughts about the hat collection. All right. So they say when it comes to selling, you're supposed to sell things that people want, right? So clearly, I know you don't want this hat. So I'm selling you something that I want you to have. So what are you selling out of curiosity? What are you selling out of curiosity? Feel free to leave that in the comments. All right. So thank you for watching, everyone. On your way out, don't forget, hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button and notification bell next to it so that you will not miss an episode. Feel free to leave your comments. Feel free to join the waitlist for the real estate group if you're interested in buying property and building wealth. And men, check out the hat collection and let me know what you think about the hat collection. Yay or nay? Yay or nay? All right. So thanks for watching, everyone. On your way out, don't forget, hit that like button. And I will see you in the next video.